What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. It is me, your friend, your host, Steve Messenger. What's up, guys? It is Sunday, February 1st. This has been a day in the making for quite some time. I started working on Black Kitty back in 2024, and I was coming to the realization that uh, there was certain books I wanted to do, parody books, and I needed a long-term plan. I didn't want to just jump in and throw something together and put it out to sale. No, I decided that I was going to take my time. I was going to do a preview book that I ran for the entirety. I think I had it at the end of 24, but it went to 2025, and to get everything hyped up and ready to go for this launch in 2026. So I had come up with a couple ideas, but the one that really stuck, I was inspired by the Hardly Thin books, uh, and of course, now that I'm on the spot, is it Marat? I think it was Marat Michaels that came up with that. My brain just went completely dead. Miracles of Going Live, right? That was one. I believe it was him. One of his books that he put out that kind of became a sensation in the indie scene for collectors and folks that appreciated the art, resellers, all that good stuff. And I just say, you know what? Um, I get asked all the time to draw Black Cat. She is by far one of the most popular gals in the comics, and I was like, you know what? By golly, I can work with that. I can work with that. So I was talking to a buddy of mine. We were having a cookout, and I was talking. It's like, hey, I've got this idea, and I was tossing around the idea of Black Kitty in my head. And I was like, I would need a name for the character, and he even said Black Kitty. I'm like, well, that settles that. I had to come up with a title that works and a name that works, so that way I could stay within all the parody laws and all that good stuff. But that's when it all started. That was back in 24. I believe that was in the fall, and I started working immediately. And I actually, it's I can't take a picture because it's been eroded over time. But on my drawing board here, I have all kinds of notes, things that I'm working on, and over time, it gets covered up with ink, paint, what have you. And I sketched out an idea with just a Posca pen. I don't even know where my Posca pens are. Sketched out with a Posca pen an idea for like the character design, that sort of thing. Like, this is it. This is what we're going with. And that is how the idea more or less was born. There was around that time I had seen a couple panels from one of the Black Cat pages from one of the Spider-Man books, and she was making a joke like Spider-Man's like, oh, just swing over there, and she's like, cool down, dude, like I didn't get bitten by a radioactive black cat. I was like, well, there's the premise of the story. We're gonna have a girl, she's gonna get bitten by that cat, that's how she's gonna get her powers, and that's how it was all born from there. So today, guys, 2 o'clock, we're gonna launch this thing live. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek as to what the reward tiers are, and some of the stories, some of the background stuff that you guys will be able to get into. Uh, Here is the what you'll be able to see on the story page. We got a brief synopsis. Welcome to the world of the bombshell Black Kitty. Mary McDougall is a young gal attending Cleveland's Quantum Gamma Radiation Institute when they get invited to a very special event, assisting the Royal Revengers with decontaminating their gear. Mary gets sidetracked in the lab with her crush, Jimmy J, and suddenly finds out his girlfriend, Mary Jade, has been cheating on him. Mary and Jimmy get into things when Mary accidentally starts the quantum irradiator, accidentally blasting the class pet, the Black Kitten, with radiation. That's where it all starts off. She gets her super strength and agility, her cat-like reflexes, and of course her cosmic bad luck. Absolutely. Turns out that some of it might have rubbed off on, spoiler alert, is She-Hulk, on some of her clothes, and she's not too happy about it. Will Mary score a hot date with Jimmy? Will she be able to weasel her way out of trouble with the Royal Revengers? Does comic book science make any sense? No. Find out in this parody written and illustrated by none other than me. That's right. I was inspired. What was it? I was watching some like history documentary on some of the comics, and they were talking about Spider-Man in particular had a lot of charm because it was drawn in New York and it was set in a physical place. So I said, well, I've never been to New York City other than driving through it to get away from it. So I've been to Cleveland though. So I decided we're going to set it in Cleveland. Some of the settings, there's not a whole lot of outdoorsy places, but I tried to make it feel like Cleveland. There's some snow around. I don't know if you guys are getting any snow this week. But then the science part, it always just cracked me up. Like, people will complain nowadays if a character suddenly gets powers and are overpowered instantly. But back in the day, that's how it worked. Spider-Man gets bit by a spider. Hulk walks by a microwave. Like, that's not exactly how it worked. But it was like the loosest form of science you could possibly have. Well, you know what? Nowadays, everyone's talking about quantum this and quantum that. So quantum gamma radiation. And I am not sharing my page at all. Turns out my mouse might be broken. Or yep, there we go. Let's see here. Nope. There we go. Now we're cooking. Maybe. The miracles of live streaming here. There we go. Now we're cooking, guys. Welcome to 2026. We're back on the board. I haven't live streamed other than a live sale that I did. For those of you that used to tune into Points of the Crown, that was a weekly show. We're no longer doing it, sadly. My schedule's not allowing for it. I had a great run with them with James at Sketching the Beast, and I'm a little rusty. So welcome. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, guys. I see you there. So let's go through some of the features that are on the Kickstarter. We're going to talk about some stuff that's going on in the world too. There's lots of stuff going on. But the plan is to run this till 2 o'clock. We're going to launch this live. You guys will be able to see that if you're hanging around. But this is 24 pages of hilarious and sexy content written and illustrated by me. Variant covers are available. I've got two covers by the fantastic Marissa Pope. I forgot to edit that. I also got one more done just in time by Jordan Gunderson, marvelous artist. And the big thing here, I started doing this on Slaughter Dolls, and this is going to be, I think, for some of my books, I think this is going to be a staple for those of you that jump on early. The first 20 physical backers are going to receive a free ink page from the book. Normally, like, people would either buy like the whole clump of them, so you get them all, and you got to pay a premium for that, or you'd have to pay $200-$300 a page, maybe less depending on the book, or if you're getting just the pencils or just the inks. But I do my inks on my pencils. I should probably make copies of ink on a fresh sheet, but for the first 20 backers, you're going to get an 11 by 17 on an artboard. In there, that's real paper. Inked pages. And a few of you, the reason why it's 20 and 24 is that there's, I believe there's 3 double page spreads. So 3 lucky backers are going to be able to get those double page spreads. Check that out. Oh, that little detail in there. Oh, it's like looking at the original art on books, being able to see the line work and all the energy and all that good stuff. So, if you guys are hanging out in the chat, feel free to say hello. We're just hanging out here this afternoon. I just started drinking, dude. Okay. So I didn't go to bed that late. But when I woke up, I don't know what came over me. I went right back to sleep. And I slept until probably 11. I haven't slept in that long in quite a while. I woke up in another world. Didn't know where I was. Didn't know what was going on. So, you got a monster. We're making it happen. Big thing for this one, I've been thinking about a way to do this for a while. And you don't necessarily have to be an existing artist or retailer to make this happen. In the comics world, in the indie world, in like the whatnot streaming and all that, there's a lot of folks that will get their own exclusives made. And it used to be cost prohibitive. It used to be because it's exclusive, hard to do. Like if you were a comic shop and you wanted to do your own exclusive cover, meaning It's going to be their book. Maybe it's like a Spider-Man #1, but you want to get your artwork on that book so only you can sell it. It used to be that you'd have to buy like 1,000 copies of their book plus 1,000 copies of your exclusive. So you could be 3, 4, 5 grand into doing your own exclusive before you even start making money. And then you got to hope to God you can sell a couple thousand comic books. Some people can do it. There's a number of shops that routinely do that, or they'll split that up amongst themselves. This is an opportunity that if you're an artist or a retailer, you can get in as low as 25 copies, and you do not have to buy my cover A. It's just going to be my book with your art. So if you're looking to back during this campaign, not only can you get the book, collect it, if you want to get a few covers, that'd be awesome. But if you want to get in and then maybe get into the retailing game, maybe start selling on Whatnot or eBay, if you've been thinking about doing it, you can do as low as 25 books. And those will all come straight to you. Well, they're going to come to me first so I can inspect them, make sure they're good. I'll be signing. If you want me to sign, there's going to be an option on there for 25 books. I'll sign for free. If you're doing 100 books, I'm going to ask for a little bit of money. It's not a ton. There's a lot of books to sign. But that's going to be on there. There's info on here if you want to check that out. That's sort of my way of giving back to the community, man. Because I always found it. I understand being exclusive is supposed to be like it's supposed to be kind of gatekeepy. It's supposed to kind of keep certain things from happening. While I still am going to approve all the artwork to make sure there's nothing super crazy going on there, I want artists to be able to have a chance to have a published cover at their table. And I want retailers to have my book and they could sell it and get the word out, because I'm trying to grow as a business too. So I got the price as low as possible. And the great news is going to be on, this is the book right here. This is, let me go a little bit bigger here. Super glossy cover. The company I'm using is one of the best in the business, if not the best. And it turns out we're using like the thickest cardstock that they've got. So super cool. So just picture, like if you open it up, it'll be my book on the inside, right? It'll be my book, but on the cover, you can get your own artwork made. But if you're just here to collect, if you're not looking to necessarily become a comic slinging entrepreneur, don't worry. We got you covered in spades. Spades? I think that's what they say. Big thing though is once we surpass the stretch goal, once we get to $3,500, you guys are going to get mini print. 5,000. This one I'm excited about. I tried putting this up for Slaughter Dolls. We unfortunately didn't hit that stretch goal. It was a tough stretch goal. At 5,000, whether you're a physical backer or digital only, you're going to get an 8-page downloadable preview of an upcoming book that I'm working on. And this book kind of started on a whim. I was like, what if I drew everything right on the page? Like colored it, everything that's going to be in the comic. What if I did it traditionally? And it was a lot of fun. I got 8 pages done. You're probably not going to be able to see that. But I got it backwards. I had it right the first time. You're going to get an 8-page preview of this. It'll look a lot better on the download. But all hand-drawn. That's going to be available at $5,000. And that's going to be another one where I'm going to run the preview for probably a year and then have the full book out, because I'm only, I think, 8 or 9 pages in. All right. What else we got? At 7,500, all physical backers are going to get a free pin. I did that for the Alice in Slaughterland. A lot of people really like that, getting something a little bit different. 10,000 free bookmark, and at 15,000, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is going to hurt. All physical backers are going to receive a bonus Arrivals alternate sketch style cover. Do I have that available to show you? Of course I don't. I'll have it up on the Kickstarter at some point. But the Arrivals cover, of course, a play on Marvel Rivals. So I'll show you here real quick. Share this with Evans. So the Arrivals, this is cover D. Marvel Rivals has like a very particular art style, especially with their backgrounds and, like their hair, the way they do hair and all that stuff, because it has to be like a 3D polygon for the game. So I turned Black Kitty into a Rivals character, but it's all rivals, so I don't get sued. So the sketch version that will be unlocked at 15,000. Again, for all physical backers, if we hit 15,000, you're going to get this book for free. The sketch version. It's a more of like a line art version of this drawing. That's going to come free to you. But we got to hit that goal. First, we got to hit our first goal, which is $750, which I think we're going to blow that out of the water. No problem. And then we can start working on the next stretch goals. All right. So the covers, I'm going to use this page over. Yeah. This is what I'm excited about the most. So here's the deal. I started drawing this, like I said, back in 2024. And I have so much artwork that I've generated just for this book. I could probably do 20 covers if I wanted to. I had to whittle it down to what do I really want to focus on. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback I've been getting is, are you going to get guest artists to do covers? Previously, it had been cost prohibitive. It's to get the caliber of artists that I want. They don't work for free. They shouldn't work for free. Every now and then we'll like trade covers. I'll do one for them. They'll do one for me. But the idea of doing that preview book and running it for a year, I was saving that money on the side. So that way I could afford to get a couple artists. So let's start with first things first is my cover A. We got Black Kitty looking in through a store window there, maybe a bank window, some snow coming down. That is drawn, illustrated, and colored by me. And then there's a few artists I was looking for, but the way that I work, I'm kind of old school. I kind of want to meet you first, and I want to talk to you and make sure that I like you before I start giving you money. I should say giving you money. Start talking about working together. That's a better way of phrasing it. There's a lot of folks in all walks of life, all businesses, that even though if you're supposed to be doing business together, if there's someone else I like more that's doing the same thing, might be charging a little bit more, I'd rather go to them. That being said, I've got a lot of buddies in the business, so by no means am I slighting anyone. I've got a lot of great artist friends. Marissa Pope is one that's been on my radar for a while. I really wanted to get her to do a cover, and the first thumbnail she sent me, I'm like, this is it. I love it. Look at this. She absolutely crushed it. Hedwin Zavala, I believe is his name, or I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering that. Did the color work. Absolutely fantastic. Super clean. When she sent me the lines originally, I'm like, how do you guys do these super clean lines? I do my best. You know, sometimes I got to use a little whiteout. She absolutely crushed it. So this one's available, as well as this next one. I had met this guy. Was it 25? I might have been back at 24 when I first met him. I had seen his artwork before, but again, I want to meet you in person before we start talking business. Jordan Gunderson, fantastic artist. He's done all kinds of cover work for all kinds of different companies. And every single cover that he does, even his pages, his interiors, so much detail, so much great stuff. So got to talking to him, met him, and it all lined up. It worked out. He had time to be able to get me in just in time for this one. And I got to do the colors for it. So all the color work in there, that's all done by me. But Jordan, as soon as he sent me the inks for this, blew my mind. All the detail in the city in the background, I'm almost like, oh, I already have too many variants. I'd love to do a black and white variant, but I had to color it. Look at this thing. And the coolest part for me is that in the background, see if we can zoom in here. On the billboard, he snuck in the King Nothing logo with the band playing. And I didn't tell him this, but this almost looks exactly like a band illustration I'd done in a panel for another thing I was working on years ago. So it instantly just like blew my mind. But all the detail that snuck in here with all the, the windows and everything, this dude did not cut any corners. And then I went in there and colored that thing. Excellent stuff. Cover D is that a Rivals cover. I really like the idea of doing like a Marvel Rivals kind of spoof. We're doing the whole parody thing. So full send, let's do it. We're doing Marvel Rivals. I went a little bit over the top with her costume. Her costume in the book is kind of like that all black leather kind of deal. So we added some different little strappy bits and all that good stuff. Kind of mimic the Rivals aesthetic, if you will. Okay, this is the first time that I'm doing this. Is I have some spicy versions. That's the other thing that I've been getting requests for. I don't know how much I can show on YouTube before they give me the boot. So if you like collecting more of the spicy artwork, there are 3 covers. There is a variant of Marissa Pope's that turned out fantastic. That is available. And then for the first time, I've got a couple of my own. I'm only going to show these for a little bit so I don't get booted by YouTube. Those are available as well. And I've got bundles if you just want the clean covers, if you just want spicy covers, if you want the whole thing, I've got bundles for all of that too. Save you a little bit of money, save you a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to take a break from rambling about the book for a minute, just to say hello to the friends in the chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully you guys haven't gotten completely snowed on wherever you're at. I know I've got family down in the Carolinas. Where are you guys from? So I'll show you this here real quick. Found a few pictures. This is down in North Carolina. This is in Charlotte. The deer are out exploring the neighborhoods with all the snow. Everybody's stuck inside because turns out Charlotte doesn't know how to operate with any amount of snow, let alone, I think they got like 6 inches to a foot in some places. Yeah, look at that. I had that really bad ice storm the previous weekend. I was actually supposed to be down there for an anime convention. It was a first-year anime convention. They ended up having to reschedule it because they had all kinds of flights getting messed up, and obviously the ice driving on it would have been real bad. Look at that pup. But they did put this up. They are working on seasoning the roads. If you're from the Carolinas, you know Bojangles is huge down there. So yeah. How are you guys dealing with the weather? You guys doing all right? Things going on all right out there? Feel free to say something in the chat if you're buried, if you're stuck at home, as I pull up the next deal. Let me show you a little bit more about our cover artists here. You know about me. You've seen me. You've heard about me. But Marissa Pope, you should already be familiar with her. She has amazing artwork. And her color artists that she works with definitely fit her style quite well. She is phenomenal. So again, I've been kind of seeing her stuff pop up here and there. Coffin Comics, she does some Lady Death covers. She does all kinds of stuff. Zenoscope, I believe. But her artwork, super clean lines. So when I saw her at Baltimore Comic Con, I'm like, I've got to stop and talk to her. Super nice in person, and I've never seen this with anybody before. Every other, and again, I'm not throwing any shade. We're a little bit looser in the artist world. Every other artist I talk to is like, yeah, I should be able to get you in. Like, okay, like, are you going to get me in like a week, a month, a day before the project launch? No, Marissa, I'm talking to her, and I've never seen this with any comic artist. I've seen this with tattoo artists. I've never seen this with any comic artist. She pulls out her calendar on her phone, and she says, mind you, Baltimore was in October. She pulls up her calendar and says, how's December 19th sound? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are we going to talk on December 19th? Or are we going to, like, she says, I'll have it done for you December 19th. Like, okay. I've never seen that before. And she delivered. She got me the line work. We got set up with the color artist. Super professional. She is 100% like AAA. Work with Marissa Pope. She's fantastic. Then again, we'll show you, if you're not following her on Instagram or Facebook, definitely give her a follow. Just at Marissa Pope Art. And then I'm going to show you here Jordan's. Again, Jordan's doing his own interiors. He's doing his own comic, Apotheosis. The dude is nuts. Like, he did fantastic work on the cover. His interiors are insane as well. Like, the dude, again, is not taking any breaks. This is actually the line art for that. This is off of his sketchboard. So as soon as I opened the email and I saw the inks, and it's just like, holy smokes. Like, that's phenomenal. That's like, that screams to me like the Silvestri era, Top Cow Comics, you know, the darkness, just all those details in the buildings, all that good stuff. So I was hoping he didn't already have a color artist lined up because I'm like, I really want to color this. I've never colored somebody else's artwork before. And I was just like, hey, do you mind if I color it? And he said, absolutely. He didn't even give me like, well, let's see how it turns out, or I might have to give you some notes. No, he's like, dude, full send, do it. So super excited to work on that. And again, I'll show you the finished version here. Super happy to get to work on that. So I've worked with other artists in the past for covers and stuff, and they usually have like an all-in-one process on how they do things. So very cool that we got to collaborate on this one. Very excited how it turned out. And I gave him 2 versions as well. I was like, which one do you like more? And I'm glad he picked this one because this was my favorite. The other one was more of like a basic lighting. This has more of that kind of neon kind of glow to it. Really dug how that turned out. All right, let's pop back over to the campaign, take a look at that. So we went over the covers. You guys will be able to see those on there. There's some different options. I don't know how much I can zoom in on the trading cards. They are censored, but YouTube tends to be a little finicky about certain things. We are doing trading cards. There will be a dozen in the set, and it is, but there's only, I think, 2 of these are covers. The rest, like I told you, I've done so much artwork for this book. I literally have a stack of original art about that thick of just Black Kitty stuff between pages, covers, pinups, you name it. So a bunch of these have been made into trading cards. So those will be available to you. Some of these will also be available as 11 by 17 prints. And then, of course, on the page, you're going to be able to see the sneak peek, get a little bit of the story. And then it does jump ahead a little bit to show you kind of pieces throughout the story, almost like a trailer. You know, you get a little bit of the beginning, a little bit of the middle, but we won't spoil the end for you. But the interiors are 100% written by me, penciled by me, inked by me, colored by me. And this is actually one of my favorite double page spreads here. We got She-Hulk is slamming Black Kitty down. Putting that all in perspective, getting all that line work in there. Hell yeah. So definitely go check that out, guys. As far as risks and challenges go, the book's done. I have the proof right here. I think there were 2 small revisions I have to do for the final. Those are already done. In fact, I added a couple things just because I'm like, yeah, let's add a little bit more, a little more flair. Super shiny, glossy cover. Let's go like this. Super glossy. All the covers are going to look fantastic. The interior pages I learned on a previous iteration of Slaughter Dolls. That oh no, it's Dark Side, I think is what it was. The right mix of paper thickness as well as finish on the paper, so you don't get that horrible glossy glare. You can read all the text just fine. All the colors really pop on here, and the story, I think, for a nice little self-contained, leaves it open that if I want to do more issues later, obviously I can do that. But a nice little self-contained story. So if you're a one and done fella, there you go. That is going to be, of course, available on there. Oh, where was I? Appreciate you guys hanging out. This is I tried doing one other like pre-launch stream years ago, and really appreciate that you guys jump on today. Okay, the other thing is, Kickstarter asks you if you use AI. I do not. I don't hold it against anyone. If they do, choose your own adventure. I have my own kind of beliefs on AI. I don't know. You guys might not have a problem with it. You might be against it. My whole thing is if you're going to pay a premium price, I would rather you be paying for something that 100% of my elbow grease went into. Or my artist that I'm working with. Again, it's the same thing. I tell them, hey, I don't care if you draw it, ink it, color it yourself. No AI. I would feel slighted personally if I paid a premium price for something just to find out that I could have done it myself on Midjourney. So that's up to you. If you support AI stuff, that's fine. I don't care. Do what you want to do. Like whatever. But I do not use AI for anything. And I think as far as comics go, I think that's the way it should be, but to each their own. All right, let's take a look at the different reward tiers that are out there. Let's share this tab. So these will be popping up here at 2 o'clock. So you'll be able to go through and look through. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you want to see anything closer. Let me see if I can. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. All right. So we're going to have our basic digital download tier. I keep clicking on too many things. Digital download tier. If you just want the book on the digital download, that is available. And then, of course, you have your basic cover packages. That's going to include the book as well as the digital download. That's pretty standard fare. If you want to see those covers closer, there'll be images in the actual campaign. You can see them closer. Or if you click on it, it should get bigger too. So we got all my covers. Then we've got Marissa Pope's covers, Jordan's covers, and then the art book. I need to update the details on this. I believe this is going to be 40 pages. So I told you guys, I've been working on this for like a year and or over a year, like a year and a half. So I have a ton of content for this. Oh no. What's up, Mike? What about if you needed a point guard? Would you use Allen Iverson then? You know, I don't know anything basketball related. I would have to go with Allen Iverson because I couldn't identify another point guard if he told me to. What's up, Mike? Oh, and there are no hairy knees, by the way, in any of the pages. So I don't know if you're waiting to find out, but spoiler alert, Mike, there are no hairy knees on this Kickstarter other than mine. And no, they are not available for any content. So guys, I'm going to show you, I just knocked out a couple yesterday, a couple more images to go into. I clicked on the wrong page. There we go. I got so many tabs open right now. I knocked out a couple more images that'll be in the art book. There will be some that are like the line art. There'll be some that'll be full color. I'm not going to try to have a bunch of like word boxes. I've done that before. I want it to be mostly just the art, maybe a couple pages that have little explainers on them. But I want you to be able to look through there. And you know, it's not gonna have any of Jordan's covers or Marissa's stuff. It's gonna be all my artwork. So this one I just finished yesterday. So there's gonna be some like cover quality images in there that let's just face it, I could have 30 variant covers if I wanted to, but this art book is gonna be where most of them go to live. That's available. That'll be in there. And I'm blanking out on where my other ones are. On the flyer, but that's all going to be in the art book. Again, I'm shooting for about 40 pages on that. So there's going to be bundles that include that. It's also available separately. So if you just want to do like maybe Marissa's cover plus the art book, you can do that. Let's see here. Oh, this is new for this time. Oh, so I do. I should have had this set aside. There we go. So I do commission work, right? And a lot of times, yo, what's up, Hell Dragon? Oh yeah, appreciate that. Find it hard to believe with all kitties have hairy knees except those weird hairless ones. Yeah, she does have like furry mitts, but that ends at the elbow. So if you're in the furry elbows, that could be a thing. Elbow is like a smaller knee, right? So for commission work, guys, there's options on here for 9x12 and 11x17s, as I always have had. I'm doing something new, a like smaller tier for commissions. If you collect any amount of comic books ever, you know that they come with backing boards. And in the comic world, sometimes people will draw on them for you because they don't have any other paper available or what have you. I'm going to be doing backing board head sketch busts. That is available at a very low price. So it's not going to be nearly as complete as like a 9x12 would be. Part of it's because the drawing side of these boards is really rough and it tears up markers. So I'm just doing black and white head sketches. Those are going to be available like here. You can get that with cover A for $69. I got to quit clicking on stuff. But if you want a different cover, get back to that here for you real quick. If you want a different cover with the backing board sketch, you can do that too. I've reduced the price on these so it's comparable if you want to mix and match. I'm not going to add 4 or 5 more bundles and confuse the hell out of everybody. So feel free to add that on. Those are going to be fun, and then you get to choose your character at the end of the campaign when I send a survey out. So that's what I'm going to be shooting for as far as call it the bus sketch. So check that out. You know, when you ramble on a live stream for a while and you don't have like a teleprompter telling you what to say, it gets real quick. Let's see here. All right. We got all the clean covers. Those are available together. That's going to be my 2 covers, cover A and cover D, as well as Marissa Pope and Jordan's covers, all available together. Again, at a discounted price. And then I keep clicking on these things. I need to quit doing that. Then we got the spicy covers, those 3 available together. And then these are a little bit different. So this, if you guys weren't here earlier, I was talking about this a little bit. If you are wanting to do an artist or retailer exclusive, this is your opportunity to get your own cover art on my book and not have to go through jumping through all the fences and hoops that you would with other publishers. I still have to approve the art, but for artists out there, especially for artists, I'm trying to give back to the community, because if I was an artist that wanted to do my own exclusive Marvel cover, it's almost impossible to do unless you've already done a ton of work for Marvel. If I wanted to do a cover as a retailer for Marvel or another publisher, a lot of times, not only do you have to pay for like 1,000 copies of your own, you also have to buy 1,000 copies of their cover. So you're going to be like 3, 4, 5 grand in, and then hope to God you can sell a couple thousand books. So this, for the low price of starting out at $125 to do 25 covers, even if you're not an artist or a retailer right now, if you want to get into the game, it's a great time to do it. You can hire me. I have an additional fee if you want me to draw a cover for you. That'll be just your cover. You can sell it on Whatnot. You can sell it on eBay. You can sell it at conventions. Or if you already got your own artist or you are the artist, you just email me the artwork. I approve it. I send you 25 covers. And for that, I'll also sign these for you. It's when you do the 100 comic tier. That's when there's an additional charge if you want me to sign them, because that's a lot of signing. It's a lot of Posca pens. Let's see. If you ask a super detailed one, he'll send you a stick figure drawing on them boards. They can be funny. I've done some very intricate stick figures in the past. Oh boy. We got the hairy weenus out. The hairy elbows are all right. No joking here. Yo, what's up, Dan? Ready to go on this? Very excited. A, B, C, and D covers. Yeah. Yeah, they are class acts. Both of those guys. I worked with a lot of great artists in the past. That was my first time working with Jordan and Marissa, and they were definitely, like, anybody that's looking to do exclusives down the road or cover art for their books, definitely talk to those two. Great stuff. Yeah, you've seen some of my stick figures. Guys, returning. I've got some folks out there that exclusively collected 9x12 black and white commissions. I'll let you in on something here. So this price tag of $150 is what I charge for a commission for black and white, whether it's on a sketch cover or a 9x12. Like, if you find me at a convention, that's what I charge. If you pick up a commission, a 9x12 on this Kickstarter, you're effectively getting the book for free. That's my way of saying thank you. Here's some original art. Thanks for backing the Kickstarter. You're helping me get the word out there. Thank you so much. Let's just talk about stick figures for a second. We're just going to talk about these stick figures. So every now and then I wonder, am I trying too hard? Am I trying too hard? I started doing like these little cartoon stick figures back in the day, and they were a lot of fun. And I was at a convention here recently where I was across from Cyanide and Happiness. Are you familiar with Cyanide and Happiness? You should be. If you haven't seen them, let's see if I can pull them up here real quick. Their entire, share this tab instead. Their entire thing is stick figure comics. And as I'm reading through these, I have no idea what I'm clicking on. Yeah, okay. So it's a little bit darker. Usually has some innuendo to it. Sometimes it's just outright saying what it's saying. But yeah, it's all stick figure stuff. And those guys are just reeling it in. And I'm like, I'm over here busting my home. I'm like, I need to get back to drawing stick figures. So yes, if you would like some stick figure art, I will be happy to send that to you. Trying way too hard over here. You get a lot of character out of those little sticks. All right. We've also got some options for all the covers plus the art book. Again, bundle price to save you some money. And I need to change the price on this. Limited time is supposed to be a discount. I need to change that. That's about to go live. $175 for the 9x12 color commission. Again, that's what I charge at a convention. And you get the book for free with that. Next big one is the black and white commissions. I typically, on 11x17, I'm going to charge $300 to $350, depending on if you want a character, a background, all that good stuff. Again, you're not only getting this at a discount, you're getting the book for free. So if I draw something, it gets put on a cover, I get 25 copies of said cover. Does that cover also get offered in a Kickstarter as tier option? No, it is your exclusive. If you do your own, MJ cover or whatever, it's going to be yours to sell. It's going to come to me first. If you want me to sign it, there's going to be option on the survey that I can sign it if you want me to, or if you want me to sign on the inside cover, I can do that too. That way, if customers want like the dual signature, that's a big thing. We can do that, but it's just going to be your artwork on that cover. With you, I would expect the hairy knees, Mike. The Hell Dragon, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I need to start putting more examples of my commissions up on the Kickstarter so you guys can see what I'm doing. But I actually I was having a day a couple weeks ago, man. Like, I have so many, what do they call them, pies in the fire, plates spinning, all kinds of things. And I kind of hit this point where I'm like, okay, I can't start that yet. I can't do this yet. I don't know what to do. And I was literally in my head, I started spinning. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And simultaneously, I got about 3 messages in the span of about 5 minutes. And all 3 of them were from customers, regular returning customers that have been getting commissions. And they all got their commissions on the same day. And all of them with glowing, like, dude, you've knocked it out of the fucking park. Thank you so much. Really made my day. I'm like, you know what? I just need to take a breath, relax. It's going to be fine. I know I've got a lot going on right now, getting all these things ready to go, because after this, in 2 months, I've got another Kickstarter I'm launching. And it meant the world, man, just seeing fans digging my stuff. So thank you guys. I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for you. Knowledge assimilated. Thanks, Mike. Dude, thank you, Austin. Really appreciate that, man. And you made my day with that too, because it's like, obviously for commissions, I'll draw any character, but when someone asks for one of my characters, you had asked for one of the gals from the book. There's another guy from Canada that routinely will get like some of my Slaughter Doll girls. Anytime I get to those, it just makes me happy. It's like, hey, I don't have someone that's just using this as an opportunity to get this or that. They're getting something from me. Obviously, I'm happy to do both, but I'm extra happy to do my own characters. Means a lot. So appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you hanging out on the live stream too. Guys, we have less than 15 minutes and we're going to kick this thing off live. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll just kind of go through the last of these here. We got black and white commissions available. This is actually this Lady Death here. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if I can zoom in. I should have had an image of this on the side. Do I? This is the one I did for a commission on the last Kickstarter. So that's 11x17 in color, full page, edge to edge, ink and color. So that'll be able to check out. You can see it a little bit better when it loads up on your end of the fence when you click on the Kickstarter. And then, of course, we have the limited time I Want It All. 11 by 17 color commission. You get all the books, you get all the prints, you get the trading cards, the sticker, all that good stuff at a discounted price. And it is heavily discounted. And then, of course, the I Want It All. After it's gonna, I believe it's 1 week that you're gonna have time to do the limited time deals, and this Kickstarter only runs for 3 weeks, just to keep in mind. And the last comment I have here is an artist retailer exclusive of 100 books. Is that I will sign them if you pay a little bit extra. So in the add-on section, I think it's like 10, maybe $20 to sign 100 books. I'm probably gonna have to buy brand new markers just to sign your book. So between that and my time of setting them out and packaging them and all that good stuff, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit extra. It's not a ton, but at that price of $5 a book, I am at best going to break even on this deal. So again, guys, you don't have to be an established retailer. Like, I'm not looking for any credentials. I don't need to see your LLC, EIN number. If you just want to sell these yourself on eBay, on whatnot, on whatever, this is a good way to start off the year with some fresh material, get your own exclusive, all that good stuff. One more time, we'll run through. Let's see here. Features, it's going to be 24 pages of content for the book. There's variant covers, but here's the big thing for you guys that are tuning in today. And I know I got a lot of folks that couldn't make it to the live stream, but they're waiting for the thing to go live for the Kickstarter. First 20 physical backers are going to receive a free ink page from the book. In the past, I've tried selling pages on the side, and then I might end up with like 10 random pages that are just sitting around. I want you guys, the backers, to be getting something from this Kickstarter you're not getting from anybody else. I want you guys to know that, like, my goal is to have the best fucking Kickstarters you can have. And part of that is, if you're coming in early, you're committing to jumping on this first. I don't care if you're just buying cover A and that's it. You are going to get, if you're one of the first 20, you are going to get an ink page from the book. So that's actual artboard. I don't use all the spots up top to write the notes. I should. So that's page 14. Inked. It was penciled and inked on the same page. There's not a set of pencils floating around out there. This is all on the same page. That's going to you. You can keep it. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want. It is up to you. If you want to turn around and put it on eBay and try to make your money back off the investment, more power to you. That's my way of saying thank you to you guys. The only reason I get to do this is because of you guys. So my goal is to not just be putting like a little, like, okay, yeah, one of the stretch goals is a bookmark. One of them is a mini print. But the folks that are in there and they're in there first, I want you guys to be getting the best stuff you can possibly get. That being said, I believe there's 3 double-page spreads in the book. And there are going to be 3 lucky people that just whatever the order they come in, you're going to be getting the original ink page or 2 pages for the double-page spreads. I should probably make this a little bit larger so you can see it. So somebody's going to get that double-page ink spread. So thank you guys for tuning in and all that good stuff. Do you have any questions for me? I've been rambling. I'm going to take a quick swig of my liquid consciousness. Yeah, coming in early can be a bad thing for some, but for here, winners come first. What is a Kickstarter already launched? No, it is going live in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You guys will be here with me, those of you who are hanging around, to see me hit the launch button. So I don't know if you're going to have to do like a dual window thing so you can see the Kickstarter. But yeah, we're going to be launching this in 10 minutes. That's my motto. Should be everybody's motto. So yeah, guys, the art book that's on there, just one more time, the art book, I think I said it was like 30 plus pages of content. Realistically, I'm looking at about 40 pages of content. So make sure you check that out. A couple bundles have it built in, but there's going to be some like line art versions of some of the artwork in there, but because I did do some like sketches at conventions that I scanned in. But then I've got some that I can only do so many variant covers. So like this one, it was up for consideration as a variant cover. It's going to be available in the art book as some of the content in there. Let's see what else we got. One more time, we'll kind of roll through the main covers. We got cover A by me. We got Black Kitty kind of looking through a window here. And cover B is by the wonderful Marissa Pope and Hedwin Salvador. He did the color. He's done a lot of work. If you look him up on Instagram, he's done a ton of cover work for people. Kind of nuts. So check out his stuff too. Excellent artist. Cover C was done by Jordan Gunderson. And again, when I got the ink work for this, he emailed it to me. I was blown away. First thing I saw is obviously you see Black Kitty, but the time and detail that he put into the background was absolutely nuts. And being able to go in here and color this, I got the collab on it and do all the color work. Very, very fun process. Oh yeah, Corey. I thought you were Corey. I was like, I couldn't remember if that was your handle or not. Corey has a handful of the Black Kitty pages or original art. Yeah, some of those are going to be going into the art book, Corey. So I've probably done maybe 10 to 12 just like 9x12 sketches. Unfortunately, because of the level of detail that I was able to scan them in at the time, I wasn't able to like convert them into a full cover. But it is good enough to be a page in a book. So you have the privilege and honor of having the originals of those. So, all right, guys, we're getting down to the wire. We got 7 minutes left. If you guys have any more questions about the campaign, I'm just kind of rolling through the covers again. Cover D is the Arrivals variant cover. If you've heard of Marvel Rivals, that's their big game. So I was doing my best to kind of mimic their style, kind of put a play on that, and then kind of Rivals has a very particular art style. Tried to kind of make that Black Kitty have that style. Yeah, that's I'm a busy dude. I appreciate the support though, dude, especially on the last campaign, man. Thank you. I'm glad you're hanging out here today too, man. And then this is the first campaign where I'm going to have spicy content. So Marissa Pope has a variant cover. I don't know how long I can show these, just because YouTube tends to be a little picky about things. But you'll be able to see them on the Kickstarter page. We got a Marissa Pope cover and then 2 by me that will be available. So make sure you check those out. If you're not into that, there's plenty of other clean content that you can see. That'll all be available as well. So yeah, guys, we're getting down to the wire here. Down to the wire. And what other questions do we got? Let's go over the stretch goals again real quick. Share this tab. So the goal for the campaign is $750. That's literally like the cost of one print run. But the stretch goals from there. So if we're able to get this campaign to $3,500, which I'm sure we will have no problem getting to, everybody's going to get a free mini print. And I might put it up for a vote. So keep an eye on the updates. I have a handful of, more than a handful of pieces of art that we could use for the mini print. Maybe I'll kind of randomize it. So you might get 1 of 4 or something like that. But yeah, there's some options there. Yo, what's up, James? What's good, man? How did you find working on the sequentials on this? It's parody, but do you ever find it difficult balancing the sexy with the story, or is the story the sexy? I kind of went through a couple iterations of story. I can't, with parody, it has to be comedy. Obviously, for the material I'm working with, there has to be a certain amount of appeal. I don't want to do anything that is going to shine a bad light on the original content, right? The point of a parody is to have fun with the material and to have fun, kind of, poke some jabs. So there's some jokes about like quantum gamma radiation and stuff, giving her powers, all that kind of stuff. But it's my own spin on it. So the balance there is like, if you think you're going too far, it's safe to take 2 steps back, dial it down a little bit. But have fun with it. Have fun. Dude, notifications have been jacked for a while. It has been messed up. Hey, thanks so much, Corey. All these covers are amazing and beautiful. Picking one is a test for any sane person. Thank you. Yo, what's up? Like usual, just take my wallet. Back in, and we'll see you all next week. Are you going to be at Big Lick? Big Lick. That is coming up next weekend. I'm hoping to God you guys don't get another like foot of snow out there. That would be awful. They all the notifications have been jacked lately. And that is that's actually so guys, if there's one other thing I can ask of you while you're here, I might be making a hard pivot from Instagram and Facebook. I recently got a notification I was shadow banned again. When I say shadow ban, they throttle your content. So if you put anything up there that crosses any of their terms of service, for any number of reasons, they will stop recommending and suggesting your content. And this is I had the first time I found out was a few weeks ago that for 3 months I had been throttled with no notification, and then suddenly I just got hit with 5 violations, and none of it was spicy content. I had one that was maybe questionable. I had one that was like a picture of my booth. I had one that was a picture of like a random person's portrait that I did. It wasn't even anything remotely questionable. And until they reviewed the appeal, I was just not getting recommended. And they even said that if you were following me, I would show up lower in people's feeds, which means you're never going to see me. So why, as a small business, am I going to invest all this time in your platform if for any reason you just make me disappear? Like, I get it. I'm not the biggest artist. I'm not the biggest publisher, whatever. But why am I trying to get a leg up with your platform if you can just shut me down? So if you go over to stevemessenger.art, when you log into stevemessenger.art, there's going to be a pop-up window for a newsletter. I am a fairly lazy individual when it comes to sending out newsletters. To this date, I've set out exactly 0 other than updates on Kickstarter. If you want to stay up to date with what conventions I'm going to be at, I'm going to do maybe like a 1 a month or 2 a month newsletter. So please sign up for that. And I'm going to start updating my website more so you have some place to go and check out. Because frankly, Facebook, Meta, Instagram at this point, I went from getting on average 400 to 500 views on a story or a piece to down to like 30. So the 30 of you that are actually finding me and clicking on me, thank you. But to be getting shadow banned like this, I'm just over it. Guys, we have less than a minute. Let's see. So yeah, I missed some updates. Steve said he used Allen Iverson for a point guard. Yeah, let me put the link in the chat. Guys, if you don't already have it open, like I said, first 20 backers are going to get a physical page of art. You're going to see me push the go live button here in 30 seconds. Yeah, same, James. We're doing newsletters moving forward. I'm still going to be posting some updates on Instagram because obviously I have some audience on there, but that's going to be it. Thanks, guys. All right, we got 10 seconds. I got to go over to the overview. All right, guys, we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're launching. And drum roll. Project is live. This is going to be live for 21 days, 3 weeks. Dude, to this day, like I'm nervous every time that I hit the launch button. I think one of the last ones, I literally woke up right before midnight. I had fallen asleep on the couch and I launched the thing at like 12:30 in the morning and woke up to, oh yeah, we hit while I was sleeping. So this is going to take a minute to update. But yeah, feel free to click around in there, check them out. Let me know if you guys have questions in the chat. We're going to hang out here for a little bit longer while that's going. You've heard me talking about the Kickstarter this whole time. I'm going to plug just the couple of artists that worked with me for some covers here again real quick while we're doing that, while you guys are looking through. But Marissa Pope was the first cover artist to come on board. She did 2 covers for me. Those are available in a clean section as well as a spicy section. But she is, bar none, like one of the best, cleanest artists as far as line work goes in the business. Super professional too. If you didn't hear me telling the story earlier, she literally got out her calendar and was like, I was talking to her in October at Baltimore Comic Con. She's like, how's December 19th sound? I'm like, what, to like meet, to talk about? She's like, no, December 19th, I'll send you the line art. I'm like, perfect. Works great. Yeah. I'm nervous too, buddy. Every time. Art, you can send it to me whenever. I mean, you can send it to me now. You can send it to me 2 months from now. It's just the longer we get away from the campaign, you're just stressing me out more than anybody else. That's it. Because I have to, I'll be getting in the middle of con season at that point. You'll be in before that, though. You might have some art that's pretty much ready to go. That was somebody who was asking me, he's like, can I do this and like wait till what convention was it? They're like, can we do like a Baltimore one? I'm like, hit me up closer to Baltimore, dude. Don't place an order now for 6 months from now, 7 months from now. But yeah, try to get it to me within like a month or so of the campaign wrapping up. You can send it to me literally right now if you wanted to. And guys, the other artist that I worked with was Jordan Gunderson. Again, a fantastic artist. I've been seeing his stuff for years, but I got to meet him at Grand Rapids Comic Con. I think that's back in 24. I just started working on Black Kitty as a concept. And I'm like, it's going to be a minute, but could you possibly maybe want to do this? And super nice guy. Hit it all right off. And his artwork for his book Apotheosis, I mean, this dude is fantastic. Really reminds me, like I said, of Silvestri, like 90s into 2000s, like early 2000s, but like modern spin on that. So, yeah, you can use something you already got. Which backers get the page you couldn't show on Whatnot? That's a great question. Great question. Oh, dude, guys, there's also a ton of original art. I didn't even go through any of that. When you go into the add-on section, there's a whole slew of original art you can add on. Tried to be competitive with prices on there. I dropped prices on a lot of them, but the cover art is priced as cover art. So for a couple of the spicy pages of mine, those are available. But then like some of the 9x12s and the 11x17s, I marked them lower than what I would normally charge, sometimes by about half. Again, just because I want you guys on Kickstarter to get the best deals. Yep. That is funny because outside of sending those to you, Corey, I think we had one Whatnot sale with Clam McDonald where we went through some of those. And the challenge with some audiences, they don't necessarily want to see unique spins on characters like a parody. Because Black Kitty, sometimes when people do parody characters, they're literally just doing the character. I put a little bit of a character design spin on Black Cat to make it Black Kitty. Some audiences, they're like, well, if it's not actually Black Cat, I don't want to buy it. But so after that, some of those didn't see the light of day until literally this convention. I have a box of art somewhere, and those are just living in a stack of originals in the meantime. So let's see here. And then while we're talking about it, this is a convention I'll be at next weekend. I'm going to be at Big Lick Comic Con in Roanoke, Virginia. And it is going to be a fun show. These guys have been under like 2 feet of snow. So hopefully they're eager to get out of their hunkered down fortifications, come out and buy some art, hang out. JD that puts it on is a great guy. He's in they've got, I think it's their family comic book shop. He's the owner of it. And his brother runs, he's like the GM of the local Marriott. So they get great deals for us. There's always parties going on at the Marriott. They'll have karaoke and stuff. And then at the summer show in August, his band will actually play out in like the little courtyard area. Really fun time, great community, very good time. It is in Virginia, Dan. Thanks, James. Appreciate that, dude. That's right. We only want if it ain't Black Kitty, I don't want to see it. Oh yeah. If I was gonna do something 100%, would be something new and fresh. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I've got buddy of mine that does a lot of whatnot sales and online sales. He's actually lining up a cosplay. He's got a model that's going to be doing like a cosplay piece, so that's going to be cool to see. Money hasn't been taken yet. My wallet and gut already hurt. Yeah, it's that's a nice thing is that at least you got a few weeks to start thinking. I've done that to myself plenty of times. It's like, okay, future me in about 1 month is going to have to deal with current me's decisions, but it's worth it. Totally worth it. Is that what you sound like, Mike? Oh, it ain't Black Kitty. That's funny. So here's the classic thing with Kickstarter is that once you launch it, you kind of have to walk away from it and not look at it. Just look to see if you're getting emails like people messaging you questions, because waiting to see how much it's moved up can be painstaking. And holy guys. Pretty much hit instantly. Holy shit. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Holy shit. Yeah, that was fast. Thank you. I have way more, by default, have way more time wrapped up into this than I do any other comic, and started promoting this over a year ago. And we have 75 people that were following the campaign leading up to this. And I know, not everyone can make the live stream. Not everyone can be there right when it launches. But this is just out of 13 backers. We've already doubled the goal, more than doubled. Holy fuck. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I'm like, thank you. I think that's the fastest we've just blown through ever on a launch. I should be playing music, but I'll get the copyright strike. Thank you guys. Seriously, I can't say how much I appreciate you being here and backing and jumping on this right out the gate. Thank you so much. Corey says, unless it's a limited time deal, one can't back out of those without losing the deal you got. Unless it's a limited time deal, one can't back out of those without. I believe you're right. Yeah. Almost doubled instantly. Thank you guys. Are we triple already? Is this not updating? That's a slow update. Yeah, we're almost triple. Yeah. A few more backers will be there. Powerful double drunk kitties. Thank you. Dude, thanks so much, Corey, man. I really do appreciate it, brother. I've got you, and there's a handful of folks that every time just come in swinging, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thanks for being there, James. We got to be there first, Mike. You got to come in first. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, guys. I'm going to move this page away and not look at it for a little bit. Just because that becomes the obsession, is just watching it. And the reality of it is a Sunday afternoon. We could get a bunch of hits. We could have people that are hanging out with family today that don't have time to look at their Kickstarter, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's so the comic franchise I have the most time working on right now is my original content of Slaughter Dolls. That is mainly because that's the first book that got it kicked off, right? Was Slaughter Dolls. That was, I'm on issue 3 right now, holding it upside down. Not a very good Vanna White. So just because this is the longest running series that I've got, of course, this is the most time I have invested in a book. But this book I started on in 2024. And I've learned so much. I've actually been studying like different art styles as far as coloring goes, digital coloring, all that good stuff. Even just like how you format on the, like the text side, like how you get those pages into your program to make them look even better. And I'm telling you, like even the coloring in this book, this is some of the best work I've ever done as far as like comic style coloring. Just making everything pop, making the panel layouts interesting and unique, making the layouts really tell the story. I know there are some parody books that all they care about is selling you the cover. Like obviously, I'm going to have variant covers in the future. Yes, I want to sell you covers. That helps me pay the bills. That helps me get down the road. But the story, I think it's funny. I think it's smart. I think it's an actual like self-contained good story. And I think it also makes fun of the franchises that have gotten us to where we are with mostly the movies today, but comics in general. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Dude, Corey, thank you so much, man. Just don't forget about me when you make it big, bro. Dude, I could not forget you. Oh yeah, it is Sworn Fest this weekend. I believe Marissa's actually at that. I believe she is at Sworn Fest. Everyone can't stand it if it ain't Black Cat. I didn't do it in your accent. I should have. I remember you telling me about this doing your third month. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I started doing the 3D modeling, and that would, if I do it, it's gonna have to be its own Kickstarter. That's a whole nother. I was actually looking at the 3D file the other day, and I'm like, I need to start over. There's a dude that was trying to hook me up with another artist that does 3D modeling, and I believe to do just a one-off, just generic pose, like statue of a character. It was going to be something like $1,000 or something, which isn't out of the world. Like that's actually a pretty reasonable number compared to like some of the other things I'm paying for. The problem then is the manufacturing, the packaging, and the shipping. Because even if it turns out great, even if like the production is looking great and the statues are looking great, if I go to ship the thing and I get 300 people that are saying it showed up, but the hair's broken or the arm's broken or this is broken, it's all going to be for naught. So I'm going to have to figure that out on the side. That's going to have to be a whole separate thing. But honestly, yeah, I want to do that for Black Kitty, but I really want to do that for Slaughter Dolls. Get the two main girls, Kitty and Bunny, get them their own statues, collectibles. But what else we got? You need anything printed, hit me up. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, man. So yeah, we got some work to do. This is only running for 3 weeks. The limited time deals are 1 week only. And after that, I've already got the proof. I'm going to order these as fast as I can. I think I said June is the target time to have these shipped. I'm hoping by May I'll have everything done and shipped to you guys, unless things get absolutely crazy. Dude, Mendoza, I know he has more of a cult following with Zombie Tramp stuff, but like he has top tier stuff. And when you look at his merch and what he's doing and the figures and the statues and everything, that's where I want to get my level to, is pumping out that kind of products and stuff to just kind of fuel the market that I'm building. Really, so there's behind the scenes work here. I can't show you because I can't move this camera, but on my drawing board right here, I have like where my keyboard is right here is my drawing board. It's at an angle, and I've got 3 things written. I heard a motivational speaker say, the guy actually used to work for like the CIA, and he consults with Fortune 500 companies now. He said there's 3 things. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you want to be successful, these are 3 things that you have to keep in mind and your team has to be on board with. First thing is the intention. Second is attention to detail. And the third thing is expectation of outcome. So what do you intend to do? I want to launch a comic book, or I want to launch the most successful comic book ever. Whatever the intention is, everyone has to be on the same page. And when we say everyone in my book, it's me and the mouse in my pocket. Second thing is the attention to detail. So what all pieces have to be in place to make that thing happen. And then the third thing is the expectation of outcome. Is what's it going to look like when we launch this thing? How big do we want it to be? If you look at, like, I don't know, back in the day I was in a band, and that expectation of outcome was very different across the 5 of us. I wanted to go live in a van and travel the country and everything else. A couple of the other guys were on the same page. Some of the guys are like, I'd rather just play local shows and have a family. Well, if you're not all on the same page, you're not going to get to where you want to go. So those 3 things are written on my board up in the corner. And one of the first things that's underneath that, this goes back to Corey's comment. I believe it was Corey that said this. Just don't forget about me when you make it big, bro. One of the things I've written down here is I will be the biggest indie comic creator in the business. That's a big one. I'm already starting to work with other artists to speed up production on books, expanding into different genres. One is going to have like a trading card game. I'm working with another dude that we're working on doing like a horror book. Slaughter Dolls is going to be the ongoing series. Kitty, I got to like check legally to make sure I can do more of what I want to do with that. I don't want to get sued to death. It's hard to be the biggest in a business if you're getting sued to death. Let's not do that. Yes. And I also don't want to live in a van down by the river. I already have the van. There's the Tuscarawas River winds through most of Ohio. So I got my choice of real estate. You don't want to live in a van down by the river unless we really choose to do it. But yeah, that's I want to get to the point. It's one of those things where you kind of, I don't know. I left a career of 20 years to do this full time. When I say this, originally the intention was I'm going to travel the country and I'm going to do comic cons and I'm going to sell my artwork. I'm going to sell prints. I'm going to sell original art. I had made up my mind early. I didn't want to sell comics. I had been at conventions, booth next to people that all they're doing is selling their comic, and they're having miserable weekends. They can't even make their artist alley table. And when I saw that, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is make a comic. Sounds awful. And it just so happened that at one show, Sean and some of the guys from Comics Elite had run into me. I had just started doing some pinup art. They loved it, and they signed me up for a bunch of covers. And overnight, I ended up in the comic business doing cover art with pinup stuff. It was not the direction I saw myself going, but I ain't complaining. That being said, I started working on more content. Originally, I was working on like I wanted to do a deck of cards with like the Army, Navy, whatever, with like pinup girls. And I ran into a dude, some of you might know him, his name's Cameron T. Johnson. And right off the rip, we're just talking. It's all clicking. We're on the same wavelength. And he's like, dude, got to get into doing books. He's like, even if you're just going to do cover art and you're going to hire people to do the interiors, you got to start doing books. This stuff is too good to not do it. There's been a lot coming from him. He had already launched several successful books. He was working with different companies. And he told me one thing that stuck with me, and it got me on the trajectory that I am. He said, make a tight 8-page story. At the time, the one of the better printers in the business, the lowest page count that they would do in a book was 8 pages. It's like, do 8 pages, make it a preview, and get it out there. And that was my focus. Get those 8 pages done, get it out there. And that was Slaughter Dolls. I had actually started working on a book before that, just kind of for fun. And I wasn't really digging it. I finished the book, but it's like, the artwork, I could have done a lot better. The coloring was awful. I scrapped it to do those 8 pages. And after I got that printed and I had a physical book in my hand, I'm like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that launched Slaughter Dolls. And from there, just kept adding on with Dark Side, Alice's Slaughterland, Dark Side. I probably already said that. And now Black Kitty. And we're launching even more. When I say we, right now it's me and the mouse in my pocket, but we are adding to the we list. Marissa Pope and Jordan Gunnarsson doing covers. I've had Tristan Thompson and Gus Mock do covers in the past. I got a couple of gals that are doing inking and coloring for me. I've got a writer that's writing a book for me. That's the first time I'm going to be working on a book I didn't write. The idea is, as I move on and this company grows, you're going to know who King Nothing Comics is. We're going to have the biggest and best comics in the business. We're going to be delivering the best Kickstarters we possibly can for you guys. So you're getting the best content. You're going to be excited to come check it out. And when those boxes show up in the mail at your house, you're going to be excited to open them up and see what you got, because you're a piece of this. So when I say we, yeah, as far as drawing goes, it's been me and the mouse in my pocket. But as far as the company goes, you guys that are backing it, you are part of the we. So thank you so much for backing. I so appreciate it, man. I've been eating a lot of cheese lately. Yeah, Todd's been sued a little bit here and there. Thank you, James. Steve the Mouse, Mr. Jiggles. Well, Mr. Jiggles. Quick idea. What if I did Spidey 6-in-1 homage? Would that be cool? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, homages are fine. All that good stuff. So, all right, guys, we're coming up on an hour and a half. I'm going to take a quick peek at the Kickstarter. Unless you guys have any questions, I think we're going to wrap it here. We crushed it right out the gate. Let's just see where we ended up at. Let's see here. Share this tab. $23.95. We're at triple the goal already, and we're just half an hour in. So, guys, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. It is with you guys that this isn't just me and Mr. Jiggles drawing comics. It is we that are going to be King Nothing Comics. When I say King Nothing, I'm talking about all the other gatekeeping indie comics out there that didn't have the time or day for me. I'm coming for you. We're not just calling you King Nothing. We are crushing those kings. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.